Hello everyone and welcome to another card video. Today I'm using Whatnot Sentiments 12, some new ripped circles dies, and some Starburst dies that are brand new from Your Next Stamp. I'm starting with some Neenah 110 pound cardstock and an MFT stencil, and I'm ink blending some clouds with Aspen Mist Versamagic ink. And you can see I love this ink. The one is completely dried up. I totally had to open up a brand new one. I have backups. Make sure you have backups. So I'm blending these two panels. This is for Your Next Stamp. The theme was What's Up. So I'm creating this card. I have an idea in my mind, and at this point in the video, I really don't know how to execute it, but I'm doing my best. So I'm cutting out some ripped circle dies, and I thought these looked just like the tops of trees. So the idea, the What's Up theme, I was going to have the clouds and the tops of trees, and I was going to have a single balloon flying off into the sky. We all know that lonely balloon. Anyway, these are my tops of the trees, okay? And then for this is very thin foam, and I will link it below, and I will link it on my blog post. And I forget what it's called, but I learned from Janis McCullough on Spellbinder's channel that this is really thin foam that you can make flowers out of. People often use this to make flowers. So I saw her shrink it down with her heat tool to create this awesome little setting of flowers. So I have daffodils in mind. Are daffodils the one where you blow it and it goes everywhere? Pretty sure. I'm terrible with flowers, but I had the idea to create my own, and then they ended up looking more like daisies. Anyway, I'm cutting the Starburst dies, and I'm cutting a whole bunch of them. And we're going to heat them up and shrink them and then put them together. So we're going to make them, they end up looking like daisies. Even though at this point in my mind, I'm thinking, how can I make this look like that thing that you blow and you make wishes and stuff? I don't know. I should have looked that up prior to this voiceover, but I did not. Anyway, so the way I'm heating these, you have to be careful because you can burn it. Ask me how I know this, because it was smelling like burnt plastic in here, okay? But some glue dots, a little bit of glue dot, and you can adhere these together to create a more dimensional flower. And this is just what this die did. I'm sure other dies, I used another one and I heated it up and it looked more like a tulip, you know? So you can play with your shapes and things like that, and when you shrink them down and heat them up, they may end up looking like a dimensional flower. Anyway, so I'm putting 2 or 3 of these together to create one flower. I think I end up with like 5 or 6 little things that looked what I thought I was trying to make them look like the little white blowy things, but they end up looking more like daisy. And my husband agrees that they looked like daisies. So at one point, I just started hole punching little yellow centers for those flowers. Here, this is Stampin' Up Crushed Curry. So they actually are quite darling. So I'm using tape runner adhesive to adhere the tops of my trees or my ripped circles. They could also be a bush, you know, you could put some ink on the side. Anyway, I'm cutting off with my huge Tim Holtz scissors the excess, and we're going to create a sentiment. So this is Lawn Fawn Black Licorice cardstock and my EK Success powder tool. I'm using one of the sentiments from Whatnot Sentiments 12 by Your Next Stamp and some VersaMark ink. And this square sentiment does not fit with my idea. So I end up using it with the floral type card, but it didn't work with my treetops. So although I made 2 of them, I didn't use it for the treetops. So this is Hero Art's Ultrafine White Embossing Powder, and I'm using the Your Next Stamp Stitched Rectangles dies to cut it out. And this is ThermoWeb's Purple Tape which is awesome for both using it to block off your sentiment like I'm doing there. I'm masking part of my sentiment, and also for holding down your dies. So I'm stamping just the happy birthday, the scripty happy birthday from this stamp. And I forget what the whole stamp says. The sentiments from this set are great, but I just want the happy birthday because I need it to kind of hide underneath my trees. I tried several different. I see the big wish. I tried that one. That one was kind of too short. So I went with a longer, and then I elongated the sentiment strip also. This is Heffy Doodle's Strips of Ease die. It's really helping me keep sentiment strips straight. And I'm stamping the one balloon from the Whatnot Sentiments 12 set with Your Next Stamp Black Olive ink, and I'm adhering some Papertrey ink True Black Twine. And I'm popping it up with Scotch 3M foam tape, both the balloon and the sentiment. As you can see, I had a helper that day. And I'm using a glue dot just to keep the string on that one side of the card. So I use the square sentiment, and I'm not sure what to do. I can't arrange flowers. I'm not a flower person. So I'm trying to stick these flowers on this card desperately, but I think it really does look like daisies, and I think it's really cute. But I added some clear gumdrops as well, just to give them a little bit. I still feel like there's something missing, but I think it's a cute card, and it definitely ends up in the What's Up theme. Subscribe if you like what you see. There's Dexter's card that he was working on. And coming up is just some dance.